All right, it looks like we've got a lot of you on. That's great. My name is Jennifer Johnson. I am the strategic sales manager for Stahls TOLA. That's Texas, Oklahoma, Louisiana, and Arkansas. I am super thankful to have all of you join me this afternoon. This webinar today is going to be the 5 tools every apparel decorator needs. I love to make these interactive, so feel free to ask questions as we go through this. If something doesn't make sense to you, post it in the chat box. I have my colleague Deborah. She's going to be managing the chats and the polls, so she'll try to answer everybody's questions. If she doesn't have an answer, she might chime in and ask me to answer it live while we're all in the session together. So let's go ahead and get started. So first of the 5 tools that you need. First and foremost, I can't express strongly enough, and if you guys have joined other webinars throughout these last 2 months or so, we really drive home the importance of a quality heat press here at Stahls. For those of you that don't know, we actually manufacture our own brand of heat press equipment called the Hoptronics heat press. But you know, although I am a salesperson, I don't like to be salesy. So I always tell people this, whether you buy a Hoptronics or not, please make sure you're buying a good quality US made heat press. And here is why. Heat retention. A lot of the what I call the cheap import presses, right? Something you can pick up online at Amazon or you know, wherever, I don't know, Hobby Lobby. They're often made with really cheap parts. So they do not hold or retain heat like a good quality durable heat press. And where that causes issue is, you know, your first press might look great, your second press might look great, but as you keep pressing and keep pressing, heck, you might have a job for 24, 48, 72 t-shirts, let's say, you know, and you keep pressing and you keep pressing, those cheap presses just don't have the rebound, meaning they can't work back up to the temperature that you've set the press at, like a good quality durable heat press. So they might say, you know, hey, you've set the press to 300, but by the time you get to the 5th or 6th or 7th heat press, you might really only be getting, I don't know, 240 degrees pumping out of that press, even though it says 300 degrees on the temperature gauge. That poses a real problem for decorators in our industry. Shirts might look great. You fold them up, you give them to your customer or your client, and boom, you get a call after the first wash. Oh, all my vinyl is falling off, or my screen printed transfers are cracking and peeling and falling off. That's typically because of a heat press error, either wrong time, temperature, and pressure, or not a good quality heat press involved. 9 times out of 10, we can drill it down and narrow it down to that root cause. Another big factor to a quality heat press is even pressure throughout the press. Oftentimes you'll find on those cheaper import presses or lower budget presses, ripples or dents or divots in the upper heating element. That can pose a real problem when you're going to have even pressure. You need a nice, smooth upper heating element to have even pressure throughout your item. The 3 factors to a good quality press are time, temperature, and pressure. It's a recipe. It's like baking a cake. If you don't have the right ingredients, you're not going to have a good solid cake at the end of your baking time. Another element to all of this is pressure application. And what we mean by that, and I will actually have Deborah post a PDF flyer that goes through the variations between an import press and, say, a Hoptronics heat press. We have a patented system where our pressure comes from the top middle of our presses, so that when you go to engage the upper heating element to the lower heating element, it evenly disperses throughout our heat presses. Oftentimes with an import press, the pressure gauge is built into the back, towards the back of the upper heating element, which can cause pinching, meaning the back of the heating element makes contact first and then comes the front. So it tends to pinch towards the back of your item that you're pressing and cause uneven pressure. Again, you might not see it when you first press your garment. You're thinking, hey, that looks great. You know, you kind of look at it, everything looks good. You won't know you've got an issue until your customer wears it or washes it 1 or 2 times and it starts to crack or peel off. Temperature accuracy. So all of our presses are welded. They have a welded framework with a temperature probe that's about 2 inches thick, built deep into the upper heating element that's able to give you a consistent and accurate temperature reading on your heat press. Oftentimes, that is not the case with the cheaper import presses, so they're not giving you temperature accuracy. They, again, might say, oh, you've set this press to 300, we're at 300, but that's not really what the press is giving you. I've seen in some of these cheaper import presses a variance of up to 100 degrees. That is really scary when you're dealing with heat transfer vinyl, digital transfers, screen printed transfers that really need an accurate recipe of time, temperature, and pressure to make them work and to have durability and longevity in them. And then another really important feature to a good quality heat press is the framework, right? You need to ensure that you've got a sturdy, heavyweight, solid item that is going to last you press after press after press. I speak to hundreds of customers over the course of a week. I just had one the other day. She was panic stricken. She had ordered our Premium Plus, decorated a bunch of jerseys, and her son's included, and she had washed her son's jersey following our recommendations of turning the garment inside out, warm water wash, tumble dry low with light colors, and the vinyl was falling off. And she's like, what's going on? She was panicked. And after we spent some time together on a call, came to find out she had a cheap import press that she had had for a couple of years and was just giving her really inconsistent results. Told her to go to Walmart or Home Depot and get a temperature gun. She did. And sure enough, it was measuring or reading really inaccurately on the temperature. So again, making sure you've got a good quality heat press is going to be crucial for, making sure that you're decorating good, solid, long-lasting garments and accessories. Let me post a poll real quick. Deborah, if you can post that. How many of you guys on this webinar right now have a Hotronix heat press? I'm curious to see for those of you who have a Hotronix heat press out there. She's posting a poll right now, so if you guys can just answer that really quickly. All right, it's looking like about half of you guys have a Hotronix heat press. All right, so for those of you that do not, I highly recommend you check them out. Deborah will post a link to our Hotronix presses in the chat box. If you have any questions at all, I will be posting my phone number and my email address at the end of this webinar. You're welcome to reach out to me directly. I can jump on a call with you. We can talk through any questions that you might have on the heat presses, but definitely worth looking at. We've got a great, we put together a bunch of package deals that are really kind of the best bang for your buck. So check those out when you have some time. So the next tool, second tool that we think is just crucial for all decorators to have is a vinyl cutter. And for those of you that don't know or aren't familiar with a vinyl cutter, it's a machine that actually cuts the vinyl for you. So you input your image or your text or your monogram, whatever, your number, your name, and it will cut the vinyl for you. And then you weed away the excess, and what you have left is your design ready to apply. Vinyl cutters are great for these 3 reasons. You can do personalization. So doing names, numbers, hashtags, text, monograms makes it really easy and convenient with a vinyl cutter. one-offs. So, we all have those customers that, come to you and say, oh, I need a X for my daughter's, baseball team or softball team, or I need something for a birthday party or a baby shower. And they just want one unique item, whether it be a shirt, a hoodie, a bag, anything like that. That is where a vinyl cutter really, really comes in handy. And then small quantities. Vinyl cutters are great for doing small quantities, quick turns, samples. I mean, it's just a great tool to have in your arsenal to be able to accommodate those kinds of jobs for customers. I think especially with these uncertain times among us, long gone are those days of really high volume. People don't want that anymore. They want quick turn, they want uniqueness, they want small quantities, 2 pieces here, 6 pieces here. So, having a vinyl cutter in your toolbox is just crucial for being able to accommodate that. How many of you guys on this webinar have a vinyl cutter? I'm going to have Deborah post that poll really quickly. I'm curious to know how many of you have a vinyl cutter. And if you don't panic, not to worry. You can always send us your artwork at stahls.com and we can produce a finished transfer or a finished heat transfer vinyl logo for you until you can, save up your pennies to afford a vinyl cutter. Great. Most of you have got a vinyl cutter. It looks like about 80% of you have a vinyl cutter. That is great. Most people start off with a Cricut or a Silhouette, something that you can pick up at Hobby Lobby or Michael's. That's totally okay. You've got to start somewhere. You've got to learn somewhere, right? But I highly recommend as you start to build your book of business and you start to build your customer base, that you invest in an industrial, what we call servo motor cutter. The Silhouettes and the Cricuts are not servo motor. So they kind of pick up and cut, pick up and cut. They tend to be much slower and not built for volume. The servo motors are that. They've got a motorized vehicle behind them, so they are much faster, more accurate, and can have a lot more throughput than, say, a hobby cutter. So if any of you are in the market for, stepping up from that hobby cutter into a more industrial cutter, we can definitely offer that. And like I said, you're welcome to email me, ping me, call me, and we can walk through all the options that we offer. We've got some great package deals and lots of options for you guys to set you up for success. So the third tool that you need in your arsenal, and I tell this to people all the time, you have to have quality heat transfers, whether that be a screen printed transfer or heat transfer vinyl or something full color like a digital transfer or a really cool stretch litho matte digital screen print combo technology out of Transfer Express. A lot of people will say, well, this will do. I'll just go down to, Hobby Lobby or, my off-brand vinyl source and just pick up any old vinyl. And I'm telling you right now, not all vinyl is created equal. A lot of people are enticed by cost effective or cheap vinyl. And yeah, that might get you through and you might be okay on your Cricut or your Silhouette. But as you build your book of business and you want to set yourself apart and you want really long lasting, durable product, making sure you invest in good quality heat transfer vinyl is really going to set you apart from your competitors. And then being able to offer specialty stuff, all that bling and the glitters and the holograms and the foils and reflective. Reflective is becomes such a popular decorating option for people. So, check out all of the vinyls that we have to offer. It's amazing. It's just amazing. We really pride ourselves here at Stahls on support. Yeah, we would love to sell you products, but we're really about our service. We stand behind educating our customers, setting our customers up for success, you know, and really making sure that you guys are using the right products on the right fabrics with the right recipe, and you've got all the right equipment to succeed. I mean, really, your success is our success. So at the end of the day, that's really what we pride ourselves on. So I'm going to go through the 4 of these products that you see here on the screen very superficially. We've got a ton of webinars that dive into them in more detail. So if you want more information on them, we can send you, links to those recorded webinars. We have a what to use when PDF that's really great. Again, you can always call me after the webinar, email me, I can help walk you through it. But these 4 here, so heat transfer vinyl, pretty self-explanatory. We sell it through Stahls. You just visit stahls.com. You select on CAD cut heat transfer vinyl, and it will kind of take you to all of the different finishes we offer. It can be a little bit overwhelming. If I had one vinyl to talk to you guys about today, I would have to say it's our new Ultra Weed. It's just phenomenal. Deborah will post a link to the Ultra Weed that you guys can click on and kind of read about. Nice low temperature application, a ton of colors. It's a dream to cut and weed. It's just a great all-around product. So check that out at your leisure. Screen printed transfers out of our sister company, Transfer Express. I cannot speak highly enough about screen printed transfers. I'm kind of an evangelist when it comes to screen printed transfers. It's where my background is. Over 15 years experience in screen printed transfers. I love them. I love them. I just can't say enough things about them. No weeding, no cutting, no labor. You literally send us your artwork or design something in one of our in our online design tool at Transfer Express, which is completely free to you, and you get your transfers in a box ready to apply. I mean, it is as easy as that. Our best-selling product, our Goof Proof, applies for 4 seconds, peel hot. No curing, no treating, no weeding. It's a beautiful thing. So, for those of you that haven't checked it out, I highly recommend you check that out at transferexpress.com. I am actually going to have Deborah post a poll. How many of you on this webinar have utilized Transfer Express before? Curious to see. So let's see, do y'all order from Transfer Express? It's looking like a little over half of you, about 60% or so. That's great. So for those 40% on the webinar that haven't checked it out yet, don't know what screen printed transfers are, check it out. It is amazing. You will seriously just love it. And we've got every product imaginable for low temp, heat sensitive fabrics, glow in the dark, glitter, puff, all sorts of fun, really cool products at Transfer Express. So check that out. They have a bunch of webinars that they do as well. So I highly recommend you look into it. The next product in these categories is our full color transfers. So if you have somebody that comes to you with a photograph, a lot of people want photographs for reunions and birthday parties, or they just want spot color, but they've got something that's, 5 colors. Well, you don't want to do that in heat transfer vinyl. And let's say they really only want 1. So you really can't do that as a screen printed transfer because we've got a 5 sheet minimum there. So that's where full color digital transfers really work well. And we call it, our proprietary name for our product is our CAD Prints with a Z, CAD Prints Digital Heat Transfers. I'll have Deborah post a link to those so you guys can check those out at your leisure. Again, any questions, don't hesitate to reach out and ask. You can also call into our customer service. They're always there to help. And then probably my favorite right now, other than our new Ultra Weed heat transfer vinyl, is our digital screen printed transfer. You heard me correct. So we combined our digital technology with the screen print look and feel. It's got this buttery, velvety, soft finish, holds super fine detail, not priced by the color, endless colors. It's amazing. And it's called Stretch Litho Matte currently, but we are going to be changing the name to Ultra Color Soft. So Deborah will post a link to that. Check it out. You can request free samples to play with. It's an amazing product, applies at a nice low temperature. So as people, start to do more heat sensitive fabrics, performance polyester, all sorts of things, beautiful, beautiful solution. I highly recommend you check that out. So I see a few questions here. Patricia Taylor says, I'm so leery about screen printed transfers. I purchased some in the past and was unsuccessful in getting them to transfer to my shirts. Patricia, I highly recommend you just double check the settings for that particular product because, well, I'm speaking for Transfer Express. I don't know if that's where you ordered the samples from, but we have very specific time, temperature, and pressure recommendations for each of the products. So we put a little tagline in the samples that say goof proof, ElastiPrint, and you just need to make sure you're setting your press to those application instructions. And then you need to make sure you either peel hot or peel cold, depending on what we recommend for that product. If you get confused, if let's say, I would highly recommend you give it another try, order some samples. If you're confused, call me, email me. That's what my job is. I'm happy to hold your hand and walk you through all of it. I FaceTime a ton of customers. We can't have that in-person interaction right now, so FaceTime's a great alternative. But or you can always call into customer service. But that likely is what happened. Is maybe you just didn't follow those instructions, or something was going wrong with your press. One thing I will say about screen printed transfers that not a lot of people are aware of, you cannot use cover sheets. We do not recommend craft paper, Teflon cover sheets. They come built in with their own cover sheet. So don't use any cover sheets with the screen printed transfers at Transfer Express. The only exception to that rule is with that stretch litho mat, soon to be called Ultra Color Soft. That one comes with its own cover sheet that they put in the box, and the instructions are there to help guide you. Arlene asks, how are full color transfers done? What is the feel? So Arlene, I can't give away how our full transfers are manufactured because that's a proprietary formula to us, but I can tell you the feel is amazing. Buttery soft is all I can say. Velvety, buttery soft. I highly recommend you request some free samples. Deborah, if you can post a link to Transfer Express's request a free sample pack, that way all the people can have the link and they can go and request some free samples anytime they'd like. Last question for now before I move to the next slide. Ricardo asks, will CAD prints work on 600 denier polyester? For the most part, Ricardo, yes. You just have to be careful because sometimes the 600 denier polyester has a coating on it. Anything from a waterproof coating to a microbial coating. Those coatings in general act as kryptonite to adhesives, any adhesives. So by no means does Stahls stand behind this. We don't advertise this. This is just from one decorator being in the business for a long time to another decorator. Pick yourself up some denatured alcohol. It is not rubbing alcohol. It is denatured alcohol. It's usually found in like the camping section of Walmart. You can pick it up at Amazon, Uline, Home Depot. Get yourself a little cheap misting bottle and lightly mist just the area you're going to apply to. Let it dry completely. It usually evaporates in less than a minute. And that wicks away that coating just enough to allow our adhesives to bond to the item that you're applying to. So that's a really good tool to have in your toolbox for decorators. Anything with coating on it, waterproof coating, microbial coating, UV coating, things like that. Again, nothing Stahls will formally stand behind, but great little tool to have in a decorator's toolbox. So the next tool that we're going to talk about, or tools, we kind of lumped this all together on one slide. These are all amazing to have. We actually didn't put any pictures of interchangeable PLATENS on this side. We boo-booed on that, but we actually did a webinar. I did a webinar all on interchangeable PLATENS. Deborah will post a link to that here so that you can click on it, watch it at your leisure. But interchangeable PLATENS, they are amazing. So for those of you that have a Hotronix heat press but don't have any interchangeable platens, I highly recommend you pick yourself up some interchangeable platens. They're crucial. They are meant for applying things that have buttons, zippers, rivets, seams, you know. How do you stick a 3 or 4 button down polo shirt on a 16 by 20 heat press? You can't. You're going to crack the buttons. You're going to melt those buttons. You need a smaller platen to allow those buttons to fall off, or something like a Print Perfect pad or a heat printing pillow. Print Perfect pads are great. They are literally a replica of our silicone that is actually glued to our bottom platens. They come floppy. They don't have an adhesive on them. I always tell people purchase the biggest one and cut it down to size with a razor blade, but we've got a leg and sleeve. We've got a little 3x5 for left chest, sleeve, back yoke. And then we've got our 8x10 one. They're great. You just slide them inside your garment, and they lift up just the area that you want to apply to, and they allow the seams or the zippers or the buttons to lay off so that you can get a nice smooth application. Because again, remember what I said in the first slide, you cannot have anything impeding a nice smooth application. No bumps, no valleys, which can be caused by seams or buttons or zippers. Heat printing pillows are another great tool. They're softer and they can allow for more absorption than a Print Perfect pad. A Print Perfect pad is really thick and dense. A heat printing pillow can kind of soften the blow a little bit. One thing I will say about heat printing pillows, they are only recommended for heat transfer vinyl and our CAD prints digital transfers. They are not recommended for Transfer Express's screen printed transfers. So heat printing pillows are great. They come in various sizes and shapes, but again, they prevent marks from seams, zippers, collars, buttons. They kind of help absorb the shock. So they're a great tool to have. I'm just going through kind of some of these questions here. Patricia asked if you can order one transfer for full color or digital screen printed transfers. Patricia, you can't order one. We do have a 20-piece minimum, but you can order one free generic sample. Now, it won't be of your image, but it is a generic sample, so you can at least get a really good feel for the product. I highly recommend you do that first, and then we have a 20-piece minimum for, don't quote me on this, but I believe it's a 1.5 by 1.5 size, or a 5-sheet minimum. And our sheet size for our full color screen print transfer is 11.5 by 18. So that is that. Yes, Ellen, we will absolutely send an email to all of the attendees with a link to this recorded webinar so you can watch it at any time, refer back to it anytime you need. Do we have face mask platens? Ricardo, we do not specifically have a face mask platen, but if you've got a cap press, you can decorate face masks beautifully on a cap press or hat press. Depending on the face mask and what kind of seams are involved, you can actually lay up like 8 face masks, at least 4, maybe even 8 on a 16 by 20, as long as you don't have too many high seams on there. Or get yourself some Print Perfect pads, cut them to the size of the face mask, and now you're cooking with Crisco. Really, really easy. David is asking, what is the reason you don't recommend heat printing pillows for Transfer Express imprints? The easiest way I can answer that, David, is screen printed transfers are a little bit more finicky. Vinyl, I always use the analogy of vinyl can take a licking and keep on ticking. It is very, very forgiving. Screen printed transfers can be a little bit more delicate, a little more fragile, and they really, really need that even hard surface to apply to. They don't screen printed transfers don't work well with the pillows because it kind of softens the edges and you can get those edges lifting up on you slightly. I don't know if you've ever experienced that, but it's one of the exceptions that Transfer Express posts all over their website. Do not use heat printing pillows. So we don't recommend that for Transfer Express products. If you're applying to something that has buttons or seams or zippers, either get yourself some interchangeable platens if you have a Hotronix press. If you don't have a Hotronix press, get yourself some Print Perfect pads. That will solve that for you. All right, next. All right, the next tool and the final tool in your toolbox is a good wholesale apparel supplier. You know, we really love Sanmar. There's so many great wholesale apparel suppliers out there. We are not affiliated with Sanmar financially in any way. People ask that all the time. We are not. They have just been a really good, long-standing partner of ours. It's just been a wonderful partnership over the years. And what we have found over the years is we had a lot of customers coming to us saying, oh my gosh, I don't have a resale permit. I'm not an official business yet. I'm just a home-based business, or this is just my side hustle project for now. How do I order apparel? It kind of becomes a little bit cumbersome if you don't have a resale permit to order through these wholesale suppliers like Sanmar or Alpha Broder or S&S. So what we did is we partnered with Sanmar, and we now distribute blank apparel for Sanmar. Beautiful thing about that is you get wholesale prices. Now, you might not necessarily get as good of a price point as you would if you set up a direct account with Sanmar, but if you don't have a resale permit, or you're just a side business for now, or a home-based business, you have the luxury of getting your transfers at Transfer Express or your products at Stahls and ordering your blank apparel all in one place. You also get one-piece minimums. So it's great. You don't have to order in bulk. So it's really a nice advantage in the partnership that we've formed with Sanmar, and they've allowed us to basically distribute on their behalf for them. So feel free to check out our blank apparel at Transfer Express. We actually also offer Augusta apparel as well as Sanmar. So a nice arsenal of options for you. Everything from fashion to promo products to sports apparel products. So really great options there. And Deborah will post the links to the blank apparel landing pages for both Transfer Express and Stahls. A lot of people ask me, well, where should I do it? Should I do it at Stahls or should I do it at Transfer Express? And I tell people this all the time. If you order more product from Transfer Express, it's probably easiest to get your blank apparel there. If you order more product through Stahls, it's probably easiest to get your blank apparel through the Stahls website. But both places will literally take you to the same landing page or the landing area. So really it's what you feel most comfortable with. Shipping minimums. Arlene, I'm not sure what you mean on the shipping minimums, if you mean through the digital full color transfers. So our shipping minimums at Transfer Express, if you're referring to shipping costs, it's actually a $12 flat rate shipping through Transfer Express anywhere in the continental US. Whether you order 5 sheets or 500 sheets, doesn't matter to us. It's just $12 flat rate shipping. And that's 2-day speedy air for the price of ground. So if you're outside of a 2-day ship, let's say you're 4 days from one of our production facilities, we will ship it for you 2 days for $12 flat rate shipping. Stahls is a little bit different. It's based on the quantity and the weight of the order. For custom, for heat transfer vinyl, it's just $5 flat rate shipping. So really great perks with regard to our shipping. Makes it really easy for most customers. And we have so many production facilities across the country that really we are no more than a 1 to 2 day ship from most of you. There's a few exceptions, people maybe in Alaska or Hawaii, things like that. But for the most part, we can get product to all of you in about 1 to 2 days. Oh, for the blanks, what are the shipping minimums? One. There are no shipping minimums for our blank apparel. That's what makes it really awesome to order blank apparel through Transfer Express or Stahls. Now you might pay a slight premium for those for that shipping of that one piece. You know, I tell people it's probably not going to be real cost effective to order one, but you know, there are those times where you just need one shirt, one fill-in, or your customer wants one birthday shirt for their kid, you know, and you know, obviously I would make sure that your customer is paying for those shipping charges or build it into the the price of the garment. But yeah, you can order one, so it makes it really, really easy. Um, and then little bonus tool, really, I mean, really what you need at the core of this, right? We're all in this to make money. You need a desire to make money. I see time and time again, people, I had a call this morning with a lovely lady that was really struggling with how to price out her stuff, her to her customers. So we set up a follow-up call so I could really kind of help dive into her region and who she's selling to and her target customer, and really kind of help her figure out those things. We have so many tools to help you guys make money. You know, we've got the ultimate price calculator at Stahls to really kind of help you guys set those price points. Obviously, there are so many variables that factor into it. You know, where you are in the country, who you're catering to, who your competitors are in your region. That all factors into it. But really, you have to have a desire to want to make money, whether you're a side hustle business, a home-based business, a full-fledged shop, an e-com, website. We're all in this to make money. So, really, that's one of the bonus tools you need, and we are truly here to help with that. So, I am actually going to post my email address. So for any of you that have questions, maybe don't want to ask questions here, you're welcome to privately email me or call me anytime. This is my cell phone number. We're all working from home this day and age. So feel free to text me or, call me, email me anytime you want. Let's see if there are any questions here. Arlene, set up with a call. Email me, shoot me and email me, give me some times and days that you're available, and I'll send a calendar invite, and you can just call me. I usually am available 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. I am based out of the Dallas, Texas area. For those of you that are in Texas, most of you probably are aware that we have a showroom in Irving, a full warehouse will call center. We are not open to the public right now, but we're really hoping that we can reopen probably sometime this summer. So stay tuned for that. Once we reopen, I love setting up appointments. You guys can walk in. We can set up an appointment and walk through all the ins and outs of our products and our services. But yeah. So Robert asks, how can I get samples of your different HTV? I am considering starting to buy from Stahls. Well, Robert, thank you so much. We love that you're considering Stahls products. Deborah will put a link here to where you can order various heat transfer vinyl samples. And just click on that link. You can kind of look around. Again, my recommendation would be to start simple. Start with our Ultra Weed. You are going to love it. If you've got a cutter, we can send you some unweeded, sheets to play with so that you can cut and weed and get that experience. If you don't have a cutter, we can send you some samples that have already been cut and weeded, and you can just apply them, touch, feel. But the Ultra Weed's a great all-around vinyl to get started with. And then obviously you can order samples through Transfer Express as well. They have a whole sample pack. Marco, we do have Spanish speakers. So if you call in to the 1-800 number at Stahls, Deborah, if you can post that 1-800 number, you ask for a Spanish speaker and they will transfer you to a Spanish speaker. We have a handful of Spanish speakers, so they are happy to help you out. I do not speak Spanish personally, but we do have Spanish speaking customer service reps that are Waiting and happy to help you. Oh, great, Robert, you have a GravTech. Awesome. Try out the Ultra Weed. You are going to love it. Another great one that you can try out is Premium Plus. Those are my two faves right now. They're just both great all-around products. Valicia, hopefully I'm pronouncing your name right. Yes, absolutely. Deborah just posted the link to the vinyl cutters. For any of you that are in the market for a vinyl cutter, we are doing a blowout sale on our GravTech CE6000. I have never seen a deal like this. They were $1,795 for the package, the cutter and the stand and free shipping. We're now offering them for $1,595. Amazing cutter. I love the GravTech. I learned on the GravTech. Roland is also great. Those are the two brands that we offer. And I'm happy to talk with any of you offline on the differences. You can kind of go down a rabbit hole on the differences. But for a general rule of thumb, for those of you that are working on a Mac, the GravTech is a great solution. For those of you that work in PC, the Roland is a great solution. Do we have a distributor in Nigeria? Ooh, I am not sure. On that one, you will want to email international@stahls.com. So it's just international@stahls.com, and they can probably set you up with a distributor in Nigeria. Scott asks, can you post the link of the PDF mentioned earlier, when to use what? Absolutely. Deborah, if you have that handy and you can post that what to use when PDF, that would be great. That's a really handy PDF, Scott. I always tell people download it, save it to your files, reference it anytime. And then we actually have a what to use when webinar where we spent, a good 45 minutes walking through each of the product categories. So Elizabeth, my account has gone inactive. How? Absolutely super easy, Elizabeth. Call into the 1-800 number at Stahls. That's 1-800-478-2457. And just mention that your account has been inactive. Give them your phone number and they'll activate it right then and there on the spot. Super easy. If your account has gone inactive at Transfer Express, you will call into the Transfer Express 1-800 number and they will reactivate it for you. Irvin is asking for a link to the free samples again. He missed it. So Deborah, if you can just post the link to the free samples, that would be great. Robert, I'm so glad to hear that you love your CE6000, your GravTech. It's awesome. I love that cutter. It has so many bells and whistles. I can't speak highly enough about the GravTech cutters. And for that part, the Roland cutters are great as well. Just, you can't go wrong with either of those cutters. You guys really, truly, it's worth every penny of investment. Rhonda, no, the premium. Okay, I think you're getting a little confused here, and I apologize if I wasn't clear. So our original Premium Plus, Rhonda's question is, I thought Premium Plus was being discontinued. Did you mean fashion film? The original Premium Plus was discontinued. We now have the Premium Plus High Tack and Premium Plus Low Tack. So by no means has Premium Plus been discontinued. It's just we renamed it to High Tack or Low Tack. Easiest difference is High Tack is sticky carrier and it's a hot peel. Low Tack is a non-sticky carrier and it's a cold peel. I love the High Tack. It's just easier to work with, easier to cut and weed because it's such a stretchy, thin vinyl. The Low Tack, when you're doing a lot of detail, can be a little bit problematic. So check out the High Tack. It's offered in a ton of great colors. Or Rhonda, check out our new Ultra Weed. It's phenomenal. Oh, Bruce Smith. So you might have chimed in a little bit late, but this is the last slide, the bonus desire to make money. We are going to be sending you a link to this webinar where you can go through the slides at your leisure. So check that out. You'll be getting an email from Webinar Jam with a link to the webinar and the slides so that you can check it out at any time. Yes, all of these links will be emailed to you guys. And like I said, if you want to reach out to me offline or after the webinar anytime, don't hesitate to reach out to me. I'll post my email one more time for you, everybody here. So David asked, what is better for the Mac, to use the GravTech? Yes. So you can certainly use a Mac with a Roland. It's just more steps. It's a plugin that's required. There's a few more steps. So typically when you're a Mac user, primarily a Mac user, GravTechs are a little bit of an easier partnership, not so many steps. So I tell people all the time, if you're a Mac user, go with the GravTech. And then obviously we are offering the GravTech CE6000 while supplies last for a great deal right now at $15.95, free shipping. That includes the stand. Check it out. I think the last I heard we had about 20 of them left, and once they're gone, they are gone, and we're going to be selling the 7000. So yeah, check that out. So, Elliot, what does the trade show schedule look like for this year? I just got a little pain in my heart when you asked that. Due to the given situation, with the country and the world, most trade shows are on hold for now. Most of them are being postponed to 2021. We are constantly updating our trade show calendar on our website, so check back regularly. A lot of the trade shows are going virtual. So like the MBM Irving 2020, we just wrapped up that virtual trade show. So check that out. But I know it just pains us. We love seeing all of you in person and getting that interaction. So we're really, really hoping that we can reconvene in-person live trade shows soon. So stay tuned, check our website, and we hope to be back up and running with trade shows soon. Kimberly is asking, how is the new hat press? Well, I might be a little biased, Kimberly, but it is awesome. I just saw a video that Josh posted, and it's phenomenal. If you guys have not heard of our new 360 cap press, run, don't walk, run. Deborah, if you can post a link to the new 360 or maybe the video that Josh just did, it's revolutionizing what you can do on headwear. For those of you that have put heat transfers on headwear in the past, yeah, it's been problematic, right? You scorch the hat, you crease the hat, it's pretty much a nightmare. And this completely eliminates all of that. We redeveloped and re-engineered and patented our lower heated technology. So we've built lower heat into our new cap press. We reconfigured the mold so you don't have to change out the platens based on the size of the hat. It's one size fits all. No more crease marks, no more scorching, and now you can decorate headwear with all of the trending dimensional emblems like leather patches, embroidered patches, 3D embroidery, flex style. It's just amazing. Robert says he uses his Mac with his GravTech and it works wonders. Piece of cake. Yep. Yes, it is still compatible with a PC. So GravTech is absolutely compatible with a PC. It's just for those of you that are Mac users, the GravTech is a little bit easier of a partnership, if you will. But yes, the GravTech will work beautifully with a PC as well, no problem. David, I will email you after this webinar the GravTech package deal, so you can check that out. Okay, Deborah just posted the hat press video. Like I said, you guys have got to check it out. Terry King posted that they just got their 360 IQ hat press on Friday. I'm so excited for you, Terry. Congrats. It's just amazing. It's amazing. I mean, really, truly, to set you apart from your competitors, the 360 cap press is the way to go. Okay, so Brianna, she says, when will the 360 cap presses be shipping? If you got on the pre-order list, which we have been keeping for, gosh, over a year now, you will be getting your press by August. We're starting to ship them now all the way through August. You can imagine that's a really long pre-order list. So depending on where you fall on that pre-order list, you'll either be getting it anytime between now and August. For those of you that are not on the pre-order list but are really interested in getting on that pre-order list, email me immediately, because we're going to be shutting the pre-order list down probably here in the next couple weeks. And the big push to get on the pre-order list is you will get the cap press for $1,295 with free shipping. Once we close the pre-order list down, the unit price goes up to $1,495, and you will likely have to pay for shipping. So really take advantage of getting on that pre-order list, folks. If you guys are at all interested in decorating headwear successfully and doing leather patches and embroidered patches and all the really cool dimensional stuff, get on the 360 pre-order list. And you can simply do that by just emailing me, jennifer.johnson@stahls.com, or call into customer service if that's easier for you. Juan asks, is there a promotion on the 360 IQ hat press? Yes, Juan, that's the promotion that I just mentioned. $12.95, free shipping. The unit price will be going up in the next few weeks to $14.95, and likely you will need to be paying for shipping. So when will they be shipping? We addressed that. Any other questions you guys might have? I'm here, I'm available, ask away. Again, we appreciate all of you so much. We hope that all of you are staying healthy and safe, and that your businesses aren't being too negatively impacted by all of this. You know, now is a great time to get into your own business, start a side hustle, start something from your home. You know, there's no cheaper investment than, you know, a couple $1,000s for a heat press. And that's really all you need to be in business, is a good quality heat press. So let's see, Anna asks, does the new hat press have interchangeable platens? I'm looking for one that can do hats as well as small flat area, left chest or similar. So great thing about our new 360, you don't need interchangeable platens. We rounded out the platen so that you literally can put anything on that cap press that will fit within that footprint. You can decorate left chest, face masks, back yoke, sleeves, little icons. We had a woman that bought the 360 press because she wanted to decorate baby onesies. That's her whole business, is baby infant apparel. So she bought a 360 cap press and she is loving it. So really, it's so universal with what it can do. Anna, I highly recommend you check it out. Check out the link. You don't need interchangeable platens anymore. It's great. It's a great thing. Kimberly, you will take a cap press. Just email me, Kimberly, jennifer.johnson. I'll do it again here because I know it can kind of get lost in the feed. jennifer.johnson@stahls.com. I just need your information. If you have an account, that would be really helpful. If you don't, address, phone number, all that good stuff, and then I can give you a call and we can get through that. Do you have to prepay for this 360? Brian, absolutely not. So we put you on the pre-order list. When the unit is ready, likely sometime in August, our customer service team will call you to ensure you still want it. And at that point, you give them your credit card information, and then the unit ships. So no, to get on the pre-order list right now, you do not need to prepay for the unit. You will need to pay for it in August when it's ready to ship. So hopefully that answers that. Elizabeth, forgive me, I don't know the print area of the new 360. Shame on me, I should know that. But if you click on the link to the 360, it will give you all of the specifications. Don't hold me to this, but I want to say it's like 6 inches from left to right by about 3¼ top to bottom, something like that. But don't hold me to that. Go to the landing page, the 360 landing page, and click on specifications. There's usually a little specifications area, and it will give you all the dimensions of the 360.
Hey, Jennifer, it's actually not listed on there, so I'm going to have to find it.
Okay. All right. Yeah, check back with us, call into customer service, but that's kind of around the size that I recall from when I was playing with those 360s. We do offer financing, Elizabeth. Absolutely, we offer financing. If you go to our website and you click on heat presses, there's an icon there for financing. Deborah can probably post a link in the chat box as well. There she is. So she just posted that link for financing. We absolutely offer financing, so check that out. Where can we get heat transfers embroidered? The embroidered patches, Deborah, can you post a link to our 3D embroidered patches? and forgive me, who was that? Robert. Deborah will post a link and you just click on that link and you'll have all the information there on the embroidered patches. And there's also, when you go to that link, there is another link to our pricing, lead times, minimums. It's a 25-piece minimum. Well, if there are no other questions, I'll let everybody go. I hope you guys have a wonderful week, a great afternoon. Thank you again for participating. Great questions. And like I said, any private questions you guys want to ask me or any help you might need, don't hesitate to reach out. That's what we're all here for, is really to help set you guys up for success. So thanks again.